Yeah, I know what type of time I'm on when I step in the scene, man. Had them bottles ready, had them sparkles ready. It's gonna be a good night. Last time around, it was different. Somebody tell them pay attention, nigga.
All right. Yeah. Welcome to the brand new episode of another Shitty Opinion podcast. Your boy John and special guest, special co-host for this week. The Johnsons is out celebrating their wedding, so they're out this week. They're celebrating their 4-year anniversary of their wedding. So my guy, you may know him from OSA and other C2 network shows. My guy Drew has agreed to step in for this week for the Johnsons, and we're gonna give you a nice, good old show. But let's just jump right into obviously this past week in New York was New York Fashion Week. We also had the VMAs in New York, and so there's a lot of celebrity power in New York. But apparently, it seems like two beefs carried over to these women's respective significant others. So apparently Nicki Minaj's boyfriend was out here in New York streets looking for Offset, who is the husband of Cardi B. And for those who don't know, Cardi B and Nicki Minaj had a beef for a few years now. If it was manufactured, it turned into real because they had a physical altercation. I forgot what event they had, but it was an event where
it was Fashion Week.
Oh, it was New York Fashion Week.
Fashion
That's crazy. So it was another event. They had a physical altercation, and they're two of the more popular female stars in today's game. They're two of the more popular, especially on the rap side of things. It's Nicki Minaj, Cardi B. That they're like the popular one, most popular artists. But apparently, their beef has carried over to the men in the relationship. Well, apparently, I don't know if Offset is beefing with Nicki Minaj's boyfriend, but he was out here in New York looking for him, and Offset responded with him coming off a private jet, and obviously he was on his way to Boulder, Colorado to watch, prime time and his team. So
it's just showing you that Nicki Minaj's husband, yo, I ain't on that shit that your wife be saying. Like your wife is saying right now, I know you want to defend your lady, but I'm bigger than you. Let me be on my level and you just stay on yours. That's basically what it's saying. Like
that's understandable, but why would I would understand if it was Offset, if Offset would have took a shot or dissed Nicki, but for the most part, I haven't seen him talk negative or speak on this beef at all.
Yeah, I mean, like he doesn't want to. Like obviously is when a beef is like one-sided, it's really Nicki's husband that got the tip. Offset is just like, like why even concern myself? Like he's the one that's angry. I'm not. That's what basically it is right now.
It could be that, but obviously stuff that we're not in tune with behind the scenes could have taken place. We have no clue. Stuff could have happened behind the scenes that could have triggered this as well, but I don't know. I thought it's crazy. I seen a clip. I don't know how recent it is, but it was like somewhat of a clip. Nicki and Cardi B spoke positive about each other. I don't know how long or recent that was from. They spoke kind of positive about each other, but in the midst of this, how long would this last? In the midst of all this. But I definitely seen the clip. I don't know how recent that was. Maybe it was like an old clip, but
it's probably not that recent. What was really wild is like Nicki hosted the VMAs and shit, and Cardi was performing. I wonder how Nicki brought it. I wonder how that went and shit. Like you go bring out the person that you was beefing with, like. But the VMAs is supposed to be
that's what happens usually. When you beefing.
You probably
You
kept
gotta
it.
go to these
You probably
events
kept it professional.
and
Had to
people,
keep it professional and shit.
yeah, people tend to, bump into each other at these events. So
It wasn't like no bump into each other. Like they
oh,
have to
obviously they
like
didn't bump
literally
into each
like
other. They was in the same.
yeah.
They was in the same venue at the same
Mhm.
time. If I'm not, well,
Yeah.
Nicki and
Yeah, of
Cardi B
course.
was for sure in the same venue.
She was the host and Cardi B was one of the performers. Like,
Hmm. So that's what I'm
you're
saying.
gonna
So
be there.
they at least I don't know about Offset and Nicki's boyfriend, but for the most part, Nicki
Mhm.
and Cardi B was in the same building.
Yeah. But uh, it's go one of those things. It's just like if this it's not gonna be nothing like 2 weeks later. I believe this ain't gonna be about much about nothing though. So it's just a temper flare. Ain't go nothing's gonna really go hand in hands. Like one person, me Offset is like just like I say, he's like off this. So it ain't really much to go from there unless Nikki's husband really wants to take it there. It ain't really much to speak about. Like unless Nikki's husband wants to take it there, it's not gonna go nowhere.
But hey, that's what it is. Unnecessary beef. But shit
Yes,
happens. It's
yes,
like
it is.
maybe one day for the mega fans, they'll get that Cardi B Nicki Minaj collab and they can put the beef behind them. But till then, who knows?
Now, what is this about? A man that breaks into DDG's house just to smack him?
Apparently, two fans broke into
No.
DD's house just to smack him while he was asleep. They didn't steal nothing. They didn't touch nothing, they didn't break nothing, steal nothing. They broke into his house. It's one of those things.
It's one of those things. If you have a firearm, I'm legally in my right to shoot him. Like if you just bring it to my house just to do that, I'm gonna shoot you. It, I mean, I
But it,
I just
it,
have that.
let's say you.
I literally have that mentality. Like you just break into my house just to smack me on some dumb shit. No, no. Like, of course, we live in New York. That legally can't happen. But if I'm legally with in in a state, like if I'm like Houston, like somewhere like
I
that, and
knew
I
it.
got
That's why I was gonna speak on it. I had a feeling that's what it was.
like, yo, like no, bro, you're not just. Matter of fact, you break into my home, like you literally break into my home, and
No,
then
but
you
but see, Drew, I had a feeling when I first seen it.
what happened?
He's saying it was a skit, so he's basically saying it was staged. I had a feeling when I first seen the clip too. Like when I first seen it, I was like, it's too outrageous for someone to just go do that and leave the crib. But yeah,
Johnny, so John, you just found out it was a skit just now in real time.
yeah, I just really googled it.
Come on, John, you had me hyped.
It's cool, bro. I was gonna cover it. I didn't really fully believe it when it happened. You know what I'm trying to say? When I first seen the footage, I was like, this shit just looked bad funny. I don't know if you've seen the clip. When you get a chance, look at the clip. I seen the clip. It was sent to me. I was like, I don't know. It just looked hilarious. And who breaks into someone's house just to smack them while they sleep and run out? It's just one of those things that's just too outrageous to be true. Even though we do live in times that the most outrageous shit you'll ever see will turn out to be true, but this one just to me was too
You know what? Honestly, in the times we living in,
Mhm.
as part of where clout takes over, that's like I actually can believe that actually happening. Like it's sad that I can actually believe that happening right now. But right now, where like all people just do everything on video and shit, like I can believe that happening. Now this is just a skit. Everybody is in on it, but but like on some true shit, like some idiot's gonna do this one time or another. I believe so. I believe some idiot's gonna do this.
Listen, if his goal was to get people to believe it off the first instance, maybe some people believed it, but it just the footage just looked a little too funny.
Alright.
And
So
me,
Johnny just got me, y'all. Johnny just got me with the blickies. Alright.
but it's funny. It's just funny stuff to cover. But let's get into a little more serious conversation. Obviously, Drew, you haven't been on the show. It's a topic that we've covered on a couple of episodes. Danny Masterson, also known as Hyde from That 70s Show, was convicted of rape.
Yeah.
2 counts of rape, and he was sentenced to 30 years. And then recently, 2 of his castmates, it was leaked that 2 of his castmates wrote character letters on his behalf. And we had a whole conversation about, writing character letters for someone who's found guilty and the timing of writing the character letters. Now,
when this was
now that it has been started a whole controversy, they had Milla Kunis and Ashton Kutcher had apologized for writing their character letters, but now Ashton Kutcher was part of a anti-child trafficking nonprofit, and he now has resigned due to the backlash of the character letter he wrote for his castmate, and probably, I'm not gonna say they're not friends no more, but probably an old friend or associate of his.
You know when this first got broached, now first of all, I don't think he should resign from his nonprofit. I don't think it should go that far. Like he should still be able to be the head of his nonprofit. This shouldn't be backlash on that front. But like when first, I know you say you've been covering this for like a couple of weeks now, so I'll just make this quick. Just for a couple, when it first popped off, like I literally thought they were, when the character letters was first written. I thought it was written before like the sentencing got brought down. Like that's when I thought like,
Oh no, it was before the sentencing, but it was after he was found guilty.
yeah, no. I misspoke. I thought this happened like in the trial before like the ruling got brought down.
Oh, you said before he was found guilty, they wrote the cat. Nah,
before the ruling, he was found guilty. Like I had no, like initially I had no problem with that because you just writing character before he's found guilty, so you don't know if he's guilty or not. Like writing character letters shouldn't be that bad. Now when I found out the character letter has been written after he's guilty, like everybody like he did the shit, like found guilty, jail. That's when you have a problem right there. You can't write character letter after the person's been found guilty. That's where I found them wrong and writing the character letter afterwards.
Yeah,
After the thing was found out.
He was the chairman of this anti-child trafficking organization, and his wife was also a part of it. Yeah, so they both stepped down due to the backlash of their character letter being leaked out to the public.
But you're doing something. The nonprofit, you're doing something. This is supposed to be like this is something good that you're doing. Like I'm like, can you imagine if they were like good chairman for the nonprofit? Like
he was. Ashton Kutcher was the chairman for the organization.
Yeah, Ashton Kutcher. Like, could you imagine he was good at his job? Like he had really good for the nonprofit, and just because the backlash, it now have to step down.
It's just a thin line that obviously he's fighting against trafficking and child trafficking. Usually what happens to children and people who are trafficked, they are abused, victimized, also what Danny Masterson was found guilty of, usually they are victims of trafficking are also victims of that same crime. So it just looks a little
Yeah, no, right.
contradictory that you defend someone that was found guilty of this crime. Someone who was found guilty of this crime, yet you're the face and you run an organization that's cracking down and trying to protect children from being trafficked who are also victims to that same crime your associate or old castmate or old friend, however they want to put it, was found guilty for. So it's just, I think if they wasn't on that same, like the front lines of that, the backlash wouldn't have been as bad as it is. If say it was just living their lives, not part of this organization, people would still feel a type of way, but I don't think the backlash would be as bad because the fact that they are involved in this organization and they deal with people that are also victims of that crime that he was found guilty of.
Okay. You got a point. All right. All right. I'm gonna back up because child trafficking, rape, like you are a champion, you are like a character lay for somebody that found guilty of that. And you being the chairman of that same organization, I get it. I get it. But damn.
You know what I'm saying? That makes it a little. It's like I understand what they was doing, everything, but when you're a part of what you're a part of, sometimes you just gotta be like, yo, if you have love for that person, they was already found guilty. You just let them know. I support you, but I can't give you this letter because you did what you did at the end of the day. You found guilty of what you did, but
I definitely that they were wrong. They were wrong about it. Now that you found out they did it in hindsight, after the ruling was found, they're wrong. They're wrong for doing that. Just like when I first initially, I thought it was just during the trial. I was like, didn't really think nothing of it, but now when you found guilty, now when you found guilty of the actual crime, it is wild. It is wild. Like I ain't
pretty sure a lot of people want to cancel them. Enjoyed all these characters on that 70s show. They did their thing on that 70s show, but then Masterson obviously found guilty and he's convicted. He's sentenced to 30 years in prison. But
Danny Master was wilding out. That's what he was doing.
So,
nasty man, nasty.
Now we gonna keep it with legal troubles. Designer obviously had a episode on a plane where he ended up exposing himself to people on the plane. He was just he just pled guilty. There was like a huge rumor broke out that due to him doing what he did on the plane, he would have to register as a sex offender. But now his lawyer has debunked that rumor and says he had pled guilty and he has avoided the sex offender registry. So even though he did something dumb,
how you? Oh no, he got plea. So yeah, plea deal.
that's
But
he pled guilty.
He was on drugs, bro. He was high. That's the only explanation. That's the only explanation for this bullshit. He was high. He was on drugs. Like this is the only explanation. Like why would you do that? I don't understand people sometimes. Like yeah, I literally don't.
Yeah,
I really don't understand people sometimes, bro. Like why would you do that in the first place? Tell me, John. Tell me why would somebody do this?
Drugs. He could be dealing with some mental health issues, but it's a wild place to do something like that, especially on a plane.
Yeah. Yo, that's crazy. Oh my god, bro. That is something crazy.
But it seems like he dodged a bullet for one dumb mistake. Him being on that sex offender registry would have definitely hindered him more, but it seems like he dodged that at least,
Yeah, because when it all comes down to it, and I know the legal system to somewhat, most judges, most cases, they don't want to take shit to trial, so you'll just plead out. Like that's where most lawyers want to get stuff, is just plead out. Like take your guilty plea. You take like half of this, you'll take half of what's going to come to you, even when this get taken to trial. Like like he's on probation, right? Like how many years he's on probation right now?
I'll tell you
Like what's
right
the
now,
charges?
it's probably a few years. Designer, probation, but I'm pretty sure he'd rather take that than what he was facing.
If this went to court, he go probably, if this went to court, I'll say will probably face like about like some years, and just like you said, sex offenders list.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna have to be carried around wherever he goes. He got to now he escaped doing that, and now you just get some probation on top of it. But in all, this is just some stupid behavior. Like you just like you say, you on drugs now. Now where most of this shit happens, and you should know this because you and me live in New York. The subway system where this happens most of the
they got
time.
paid. Oh, that's true. It do be happening on the subway. He has to pay $5,000.
Subway, bro. We live in
He
New
has
York.
to do 120 hours of community service and probation for 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Nah, look at what you had to face if this was going.
It's much lighter than it's much lighter than what could have been for something that was very dumb. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, dumb actions, dumb shit.
But now let's get into. We'll keep it music, but it's much positive part of music. Diddy just dropped that new album, and Diddy just got the key to the city. So Diddy's out here celebrating, doing his thing. Did you listen to Diddy's album yet?
They should have had the key to the city, in my opinion.
It's a ceremonial event, you know what I'm trying to say, where they actually hand you the key to the city. So like I understand what you're saying. Diddy's been doing a lot over the years. And
no, he should have had the ceremony sooner, is what I'm saying.
I'm saying they should give
they should have had the Diddy is synonymous with New York, to be honest with you.
He's one of the biggest,
he's one of the biggest stuff. Hey, this should have been
celebrities that ever come out of New York. Like for the most part, everyone around the world knows who P. Diddy is.
Celebrity and
very, very, huge name entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
But
did you been happen?
Did you check out his album yet?
No, his album. I checked out a few tracks on his album. It's definitely fire.
I didn't listen to it. I heard like 2 or 3 records, but I didn't listen to the whole thing yet.
It gives you that 90s mid 2000 feel.
Okay. So from what you heard, that's what so from what records you heard, that's how you feel about it?
Yeah, it definitely does. And that doesn't surprise me, because that's where Diddy's heyday was. It wasn't those years. That's Diddy's heyday right there. So he's gonna bring back the feel with a ton of features showing up on this album. It honestly sounds like a compilation album, to be totally honest. Like Diddy brought out everybody for this damn album, from Busta to Mary to you name it on who is on this album, bro. Like, but that's Diddy all day. Like, that's P Diddy, man. You got anything to say about it, John? What's up?
He definitely is one of the staples of hip hop culture, especially like growing up in New York. Diddy has been like the man, like all our lives. He obviously transitioned from music to more of the mogul stuff and doing stuff outside music, but shit, Diddy, Bad Boys, all that shit, that's what we grew up on.
Hell yeah, man. Yo, that's good.
But yeah, man. And it's crazy, that's his first album in I think it said that was his first solo album in 17 years. Damn.
Damn, bro. Like, John, we old, bro. 17 years. Nah, bro. Yeah, because the last one was Last Train to Paris, Diddy Dirty Money. I'm thinking.
Yeah, but Dirty Money wouldn't. That's not his song. If that would be him featured on the record.
No. Diddy Dirty Money is him. That's his group. Diddy
No,
Dirty
yeah,
Money,
but I'm
that's
saying that
him.
wouldn't still be. If they dropped the album, it wouldn't be his album. It wouldn't be because that's a group that signed under him.
That okay. Press Play was a year earlier. That's a solo album by Diddy.
You know what I'm saying?
Last Train to
That's
Paris.
Diddy featuring who he was featuring. The other one is the group, and Diddy trying to help that group expand, because obviously his name is his name, so he jumps on a few records, produces records, and he gets there.
Okay, Press Play was a official last Diddy project solely. All right, you got Press Play.
All right, so
still,
we're going to skip the next topic, and we're gonna jump into. I wish Bree was on this episode. She'll have more to say because when it comes to like conversations like this, like she holds it down more. But apparently, Iman Shumpert and Teana Taylor have broken up.
It's a split. It's split after 7 years. They say. Well, this is Tiana's words. Because I was reading up on this before we actually started the pod, so I just wanted to be like,
okay.
They say they're good. They say good co-parents, still friends. It's just that you know when you're in a relationship, and let me not disrespect because there's 7-year marriage. Is sometimes there's shit where you just feel like we're good as just friends instead of married instead of a couple.
Mm-hmm.
We're good at home. We're good as just it's what we are. Like this, like Teana Taylor said they're still best of friends.
Yeah, but obviously, especially
the marriage just didn't work.
I said, it's life. Shit happens, but especially in the social media era, I feel like there was one of the couples that everyone looked at like, oh shit, they're doing their thing, especially in the social media era. They had the reality TV show, if I'm not mistaken, that reality TV show as well. So it was like
two beautiful kids and all. So like everybody would love for it to have worked out, but sometimes it is what it is.
Right. Sometimes life it just doesn't work out. So you know what I'm trying to say? It's just
it's just like it goes like that sometimes. Like
that is facts.
You like it's bad to leave off being like I say it's better than to leave off being like friends and instead of just staying in that marriage. Because whoever knows like staying in that marriage could probably like even be worse, like than just splitting. Like, yeah, staying in a marriage could probably be worse than you just be around somebody that you actively is somewhat resentful, or you just can't stand all the damn time. It's better just to be separated and be apart, and just see you when I see you. We still have a good relationship, but just the marriage is just it is what it is. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, but no, it's definitely that's what it's gonna, end it on a good note, transition, and just move on with your life.
Yeah, of course, of course. Yeah, we just knocking out, letting everybody. What's up, John?
You said what?
No, I just said what's up. What's up?
Oh no. I was getting ready to get into the next topic. So apparently in LA, two models were found dead a few days apart from each other, and they lived within a 1 mile radius of each other.
Now you got now. I say you gotta like tell me a little bit more about this because I tried getting up on this, like, but I wasn't able to, John. So you probably know more than I do on this matter. So
The first model, Nicole Coates, was found in her apartment. Her family was worried. They basically called in a wellness check.
mm-hmm.
They couldn't get in contact with her, so then the police went to her apartment, and she was, obviously found deceased. And then 2 days later, within a mile radius, less than a mile, another model, Melissa Mooney, was found murdered in her apartment. So one had more. It could be just happened to be a coincidence that two young models lost their lives within like the same time frame. It is life. People do die every day, and it could be a coincidence that two women who also model, who also live within a mile of each other, were both found deceased. One more with physical, one actually more evidence show what the cause of death was, while the other one is the other one's cause of death is still to be speculated.
It makes it scary, man. One more of these is it's gonna be a serial killer on the loose, man. Just
I
don't
hope
want that
not.
to happen.
I hope not, but
Hope not, but two MOs, like two models. Shit, if a third model found up missing, it's gonna turn into it. But RIP to young ladies though. RIP.
but the families of both women are concerned that the deaths could be related.
Yeah, related.
It's possible. It's just it's a lot of connecting dots. You know what I'm trying to say? Models, LA, within a mile of each other. It's a lot of both women. So it's like a lot of, and it's both, Black women at that too. So it's like a lot of similarities. But for one, they said one was found dead. They was both obviously, found deceased. But for one, they didn't have a straight cause. Say the other one, they knew, oh, this foul play was involved. They could tell as they found the other model. But condolences to their families and loved ones, and hopefully they get justice for these, young, beautiful women that unfortunately passed before they could, lived a great life.
Lived a full life. Like RIP. RIP. Definitely RIP to those young ladies.
But let's keep it news. I should have put it on the rundown, but let's keep it with the local news. I believe it happened in the Bronx, if I'm not mistaken. The daycare center where the kids overdosed on the fentanyl, and one of the kids ended up passing away.
Well, inhaling the fentanyl. They say it was inhaling the fentanyl.
That's what I'm saying. Because I think it was the owner of the daycare and her cousin or sister. They was arrested because they was
they were
dealing. No, they was dealing drugs. They had the fentanyl stored while they was taking care of the kids. So,
bro, like
it's a messed up situation. But they arrested they arrested the daycare owner and I believe her sister or cousin. They both got arrested today. But yeah, so 4 kids overdosed on the fentanyl in their daycare, but only one passed away. Condolences to his loved one and his families. That's very, very sad and tragic, and it's very unfortunate. You put your kids in daycare, you expect to, pick up your kid how you left them. You left them there in fine health, everything good. You expect to pick them up, fine health, everything good, and unfortunately,
if you're gonna be doing that, man, like you already, I admit you washing the money through the daycare, but do the cooking up and storing at another place. Like, don't tell me they could find another place to do that. Like, they didn't have to do it in the actual daycare where they have it's like that's something you just don't do. Like when you're doing stuff like that because shit like this can happen. Literally you're storing drugs in there. You think none of it's going to be, you have kids, you think none of this shit's going to be inhaled. Like that's how the kids die. Like inhaling the shit. Like
it's just a bad, poor decision, and unfortunately, a 1-year-old lost their life, didn't even get a chance to grow and live their life. Foul situation. Hopefully, the families get the justice they deserve. And again, condolences and prayers. Send my love to the families and all the ones affected by this unfortunate tragedy.
Exactly, my condolences. I hope they get what they deserve because you just made a poor situation, poor decision. Poor decision. Like, and somebody died off, and a young kid died off that. That what makes it so sad, bro. Like shit should not happen like that. Do that type of business. Obviously, you washing the money through it, but do the cooking up and storing somewhere else. Like if you're going to do that type of shit, like don't do it in the damn daycare. Like that shit is wild.
Joe. Like terrible news. But let's get into our closing segment. This is the C2 brand. Obviously, we have the Out of Shape All Star. We have Another City Opinion. We have Made of Melanin. And my guy Drew, who is part of the C2 Coach Capsule Network, Coach Capsule brand, has been working on the show for the longest. So
I've been set up, y'all. I've been set up. This is set up.
So now that he's guest hosting, we're gonna give some light to his show. So obviously, like I said, we have those previous shows that we have, and we're still working on more content to give you. But Drew has been working on the show, and we're just trying to give him that extra inspirational, motivational push to get the show out there. So from here, Drew, get into the name of the show, what the show is about. Just give the people something that way. When you film that first episode, which should be soon, because this should be this should make it lighten the load for you. So So you should be giving us an episode within time. There's the actors and writers strike, so TV shows on the whole, you got more than enough time to catch up on a lot of shows. You don't gotta necessarily pick a popular one. You can pick one that finished. Top Boy just finished. I gotta finish it. I didn't finish Top Boy yet, but Top Boy just finished. For those that ain't watched Top Boy final season just came out on Netflix. But for
It's
those,
the final season.
yeah, that's the last season, season 3. Because remember, there was the first 2 seasons that predates Netflix, and that's the last season for the Netflix Top Boy run. So season 3 is the last season.
I saw season 1. I didn't see season 2 or 3. So I still got to catch up.
Yeah, there's a lot. So we don't indulge a lot. A lot has happened. I haven't finished it yet, but a lot has happened since that first season. But with that being said, Drew, tell the world. Get into your show. Let it be known.
No. I'm cool, John. I agree. No, it's basically I see everybody. Binge is the good, the bad, and the binge worthy. It's just simple set up shop. Like we just gonna be reviewing popular movies, TV shows. Like each episode is gonna be one after the other. Like if we going through a series that day, we gonna go through each of the episodes, or like the most set movies. If there's a dope movie out right now, we gonna be reviewing that. 992 get too much deep into that. It's just gonna be that. It's just gonna be that type of structure.
So with that being said, would you have like a rating system? Is the rating system be within the title, or would you create like your own rating system?
I'm definitely going to have a rating system. You know, like I'm trying to get my perfect shtick. You know, everybody got their perfect shtick. I still have yet to find my, what do I want to call my 5-star? You know, I just don't want to call it like 5-star. That shit that seems so bland and shit.
You could use your title. Your title has you could measure it with your title. Good.
I mean, good, the bad, measuring, but I want to have like a rating system. You know, like they got like like Tony Baker has like the 5 saxophones. You know, jazz with the jazz face. You know, I want to have. I want to be.
That's understandable. I want to say that's definitely understandable. You know, ASO with the ASO, we do our 4 shits. The more shits you get, the worse.
No,
the less shits you get is good. That's what ASO does. That's what we do on the ASO. We review stuff.
I had this idea one time, but it's based off your co-host Devin Johnson. I was gonna call it the Dev faces, like that. You know, Dev Johnny. You know the stupid face that Dev be making. You know where he frowning and shit. Yeah, like lift up. I can't fucking.
So
if I can find this fucking.
You want to use Dev's face as your measuring meter.
Nah, nigga. Yo, if I can find a fucking
picture,
that's
what you just said. He makes stupid faces, but you're gonna use his stupid faces to make the meter. So basically, the good is when he makes, I guess, a happy face. I is when he makes an okay face. Bad is when he make an angry face. Correct?
It's not. You're not getting my point. I'm gonna find a picture of him doing this stupid face because he claims that he doesn't be doing this face, and I know it because I see him do this on multiple.
Okay, but that's one. That is one face. So for that one face, that'll be for a bad show, a good show, or a good show.
It's gonna be a rating system of 1 through 5. It's gonna be, you gonna have how many dead faces you got is your rating. is your rating.
So
Is
five dead faces.
5 dead faces. You know,
is
like five
great.
mics of the
Le-
source.
Less dead faces. That's
Yeah.
actually hilarious.
You know how like 5 mics of the source is gonna be that type of style. But
Okay, so
if
let
I can find a picture, and I know he has a number of pictures with the stupid face. And
let's
he
do.
swears he don't be doing it. He swears he don't be doing this shit. But I'm a find him. I know he got one Instagram picture of him doing this stupid ass face. All right, but
So let's do an impromptu rating. You'll be doing the rating. I'll give you 3 shows. You do the
give me
rating. You
give
get
me
in
first.
depth with it right now.
Give me.
I'll give you 3 currently running shows that's still producing new seasons. So the first
Mhm.
one, season 2 premiered a couple of weeks back. What would you rate Power Book 4 Force? No, Tommy's Power Book show.
The first, well, obviously it's gonna be the first season. The first
Not
season was,
oh yeah, you can rate the first season. Rate the first season.
yeah, I know. Yeah, he just started. He just started the second season.
Yeah, season 2 is like 3 episodes in. Yeah, or
And I
3
haven't,
to
I
4
haven't,
episodes in.
I haven't seen second. Thanks for reminding me that is actually on, because I honestly did not even. I honestly thought season 2 wasn't even out yet. But the first season, Tommy is like the storyline. It's Tommy's storyline. It's like he's like he's like the most cringy of like the Power Book characters. It's just that
He's just
his
straightforward.
story
It's not more strategy. Straight get to
his
it.
storyline his storyline is just not that good to me. Like, I don't like it. And like honestly, I just don't like. That's why I kind of like fell off from watching season 1 of his 4th season. Like, is obviously they can turn the corner in season 2, and I hope they do. But you see, like, I'm gonna give that show 2 dead faces out of 5. Like, it's just not it. Like, you know how I rate this shit? Like, I rate it like the power spinoffs. The Kanan story is the best one. That is the best one out of everything.
Okay.
Like, I'm giving that shit. I'll give that in the 2 seasons that they done. I give that shit like 4.5 death faces. They literally the Kanan story, the Kanan prequel story is the top one of all the spinoffs.
Okay.
Power Book, the Ghost, the Tyreek story.
The main continuation, the
Yeah, the
direct
main,
continuation.
yeah, Tariq and his family, Tariq spinoff in the college. I'll give that, when it first started off, the first season, I give it like 3. It was kind of average.
Okay.
The first season was kind of average to me. Second season, it picked up. Like, they definitely did second season justice. Like, I like the second season of Power Book 2 Ghosts. That deserved like 4. That deserved like 4 death faces. And the third season was, I want to say, give me like
The most recent season that just came. Is it the most recent season that just finished?
yeah, the most recent season that's finished.
Mm-hmm.
And the most recent season that's just finished is good too. Like, don't get me wrong. It's just that the second season is the best out of all of them. The best season out of all of them is second. The first season is the more underwhelming one. Second season they picked up, and then the third season, I'll keep it at the steady pace. Like,
So if you rate seasons,
it
it's 2, 3,
dropped
1.
a little bit down.
From high to low, season 2 is the
Yeah.
best. Season 3 second best. Season 1. Okay, so you rated all the power verses. So for the last show on Good, Bad, and the Binge Worth, let's keep it in the 50 verse. BMF. How would you rate BMF?
BMF is dope. I give BMF dope. Like I truly like the development of the story. The where it kind of like tailed off for me. It did. Don't tell me it did tail off. It did tail off on the few like second season, like the last give me like the last 3 episodes. It kind of tailed off at the end for me. Like that's where it kind of like those last 3 episodes was.
Yeah, it was kind of a little light, but
it was a cut off.
also I felt like it was like transitioning.
But up to that, it was good. Like give me like 4.5 death faces out of that one. Give me 4.5 death faces.
So you heard it here first. The good, bad, and the
I'm going to make an animation. I'm going to find a picture. I'm going to make an animation of that, and it's going to be showcased.
For those that follow the C2 network and follow the shows that we produce, Good, Bad, and the Binge Worthy will be on a phone screen, laptop screen near you soon. It will be streaming soon. Drew already got, for the most part, Drew got everything. He got his rating system. He got his funny rating system. He got plenty of shows to speak on. We spoke on 4 shows, just like that. He spoke on 4 shows. We rated 4 shows. So Drew's got to get to it. The good, bad, and the binge worthy. The good, bad, and the binge worthy. With that being said, that's a wrap on this brand new episode of another Shitty Opinion podcast. It's your boy John. Thanks to my guy Drew for joining me and being a special guest co-host for this week's episode. The Johnsons is enjoying their time off. They should be back next week. And with that being said, we are out.